Anyway, so we've got Screevo on the left here, who's got a 128.41, and BambooShadow on the right side. Did I say Screevo was on the right? Whatever. And BambooShadow on the right side. He's got a 127.40, so they're within a minute of each other. So it should be pretty exciting. And we've started, so yay.
Hey, the ball on Death Mountain is pretty dang annoying. If you talk to him, he gives you like 12 text boxes or something. It's actually pretty bad. If it accidentally happens to you in a run.
He's got a whole story. And it's all in Japanese. So you're like, what are you even saying? Oh,
I've definitely accidentally talked to him on Death Mountain before, and it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So they're both moving through escape here, which is a pretty simple section. I also feel like Screevo shouldn't be this far ahead of Bamboo.
I think they're not synced. I think that, yeah. So that's all, but we can't really tell because Screevo doesn't have a timer up. I don't know if that's just it's not showing or if he just forgot to start one.
Yeah.
Oh no, he does have one on his stream, so they just don't have it captured.
Yeah. Screevo is known to have timer issues because he runs it in a virtual machine, I guess, on his Mac.
Yeah. So sometimes it just stops.
Yeah.
That's okay. Maybe we'll be able to get it fixed up for you guys.
Screevo going for the 8/ strat, Bamboo using the pot and 4 slashes. Screevo's strat is slightly faster, but Bamboo's is definitely safer and probably a bit easier overall.
Yeah, and then I guess the other strat, which is by far the easiest, but also the slowest, is 2 pots. Definitely also the safest. But I think for people just starting out, that's usually a pretty good strategy to start with. Oh, we have game audio.
Whoa.
Whoa. And we also have a timer on Screevo's side too, so we're in there.
So they'll be rescuing Zelda here. Have to take her through the sewers first, which can be a pretty annoying section. Basically every room has some enemies that can get in your way. Even this first room has a rat that can sometimes get in your way along the right wall.
Alright, we got some sync now. timer sync anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Bamboo got some pretty good snake RNG there. Usually you want them all to be at the bottom, so you can just walk along the top wall and get by quickly, no problems. But sometimes they can really mess your day up and form a line or you know, come up at you or something. So it's a tough room, the snake room. Lots of rats getting in Screevo's way there. But thankfully they drop rupees, and so by slashing them he's advancing the prize pack and getting some rupees now, and then hopefully during the eastern segment he'll be able to get a red drop, which will be important for the rupee route that he is going to be doing, which we will explain later when it actually comes up.
Both of these runners will surely be getting the Sanctuary Heart. Only 3 seconds out of your way, but you get an extra heart container, so that's a pretty good trade-off. The vast majority of players get that. Only really the top echelon of speedrunners will elect to skip that.
Like yourself.
Yeah.
And nobody else, because we're all plebs.
Well, Blunt Money skips it too.
Wow.
I don't know that I will in my bracket races, because it does make certain sections of the game quite a bit more difficult.
Yeah, and then you don't you don't get the free heart refill after escape, so if you, for whatever reason, had a bad escape and are leaving with a heart or something, it makes this walk to Eastern much more dangerous, which you wouldn't really think, because you're like, well, what is it? There's just like Octoroks and stuff, but it definitely, when you only have 1 heart to spare, it definitely makes a big difference.
Yeah, for sure. Screevo doing his patented boomerang strat in that Papa room. Potentially says a single frame.
Wow, a whole frame.
Yeah.
Interestingly, Bamboo not going for that heart refill under the pot there. Potentially going for the one in this room. Yep, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. I'll be entering these dark rooms. They'll need to collect a small key from one of them to proceed. Yeah. Nice diagonal throw from Screevo.
Yep, and that is a strategy that you came up with?
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa!
Coming up here is the big key trick where they'll be doing a damage boost to access this switch in a different way than what's intended. The game intends you to kill all the enemies in that room to be able to access that switch, so that saves a lot of time, because they're like, it might not have looked like there are many enemies in that room, but there are, like, south there of that switch there are several more enemies.
Yeah, not to mention that the anti-fairies disperse, so you're also trying to dodge them while killing enemies, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, not a cool room in a speedrun. Pretty good cannonball patterns for both of them. Nothing was really in their way. Unfortunately, those red drops were out of their way. Sometimes killing those popos will put the red drop right in your path, which is really nice, but that's okay. Ooh, this is some sync here.
Wow.
Very nice.
So, I'm not sure if you're talking about the boomerang strat on the popos. Wow, this is extremely synced. There's like a weird frame rule with the boomerang where sometimes it just has a shorter animation for some reason. And if you get that short animation, it can save a frame over walking around them. Weird stuff.
Cool game.
It's kind of random though, or it basically is random. So
and you can
it doesn't always save time.
You can see here the difference between these two, of like how they're talking to Sahasrara. BambooShadow is much further away from Sahasrara than Screevo was. And that'll save like a little bit of time because you not only start talking to him earlier, but you also are further away from him and closer to the door, so when you leave, you're not walking as far. Oh, Screevo going for the library spin speed here. This saves about half a second if you can do it well. Looks like he did, so that's good. A lot of players opt to just not go for it because if your movement isn't, I guess, basically perfect there, then you're just losing time. Since it does only save half a second, it's not very much. Screevo decided not to go for the spin speed leaving. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Yes.
Wasn't even the correct movement to get through that without spin speed, so.
I think he may have tried and...
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he like dropped his sword or something and decided to just abandon it and wasn't really sure. I don't know.
Oh no, Bamboo, you were on the perfect pixel to just dash left. And you moved down. Breaks my heart.
I wouldn't know that pixel.
It's actually pretty easy to recognize. If your shadow is touching like a patch of grass on the previous screen, you know you're safe.
I didn't even know there was grass on any of these screens.
Well, now you do.
Well, I still don't because I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Screevo spamming that book. For no reason. Other than to make noise, I guess.
Screevo grabbing an extra blue rupee in that room. He didn't really need to, but in a race environment, maybe he's just thinking, oh, it's nice to be safe. I don't think either of them goes for this spin speed. No, Bamboo's not going for it. And I'm pretty sure Screevo doesn't go for it either.
Nope.
I remember he was mind blown when you went for it in your race.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
He was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
To both me and you. What are you doing there? But you know what? The spin speed is actually a lot easier than I thought it was, especially with the menu buffer to the lamp. It kind of really helps to not fall, or helps you like not fall off, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was, so try it out for yourself and you'll see.
Yeah, I've actually never jumped in a run. And I know some other top players are the same way, so that, you know, if it never or rarely happens, then it's, you know, not as risky as some people tend to think it is.
Yeah, and it saves more time probably than you'd think too. So
yeah, it saves nearly a second.
Yeah, it's crazy. I guess the worst part about it is like actually getting the spin speed.
The bomb jumps to the Moon Pearl and the Fire Rod have been known about for many, many years. Over 10 years. I don't know that their history is very well documented. So yeah, Ice Palace bomb jump was found sometime in the WAC era, I believe. So this would be 2009-ish or so. And then Hammer Jump was found in 2012 by the Japanese Tatsuri Yuzuhara. That's sort of in more modern speedrun times, so we actually know exactly who found it and how it was found, and blah blah.
Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah.
Alright, our runners now making their way to Hera, which is the worst dungeon in the Light World. That's not even an opinion, that's just a fact.
Wow.
It is pretty difficult though. I mean, your climb up Death Mountain has a whole bunch of boulders that are raining down on you. There's squirrels that can get in your way and knock you out of your spin speed, things like that. So if you go into the dungeon low on hearts, then there's a lot of stuff in the dungeon that can just go wrong. So it just sucks.
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of enemies in Tower of Hera. Well, specifically the mini mold worms. You have to deal with them in a few spots, and they're pretty difficult to read quickly and react to in the appropriate way. So.
And this is what I was saying about the squirrels getting right in his way. Old man goes out of bounds and comes back onto the mountain to get into his hut.
Category was no major glitches.
Well,
and
old man's DQ'd.
Wow.
Sorry, truth hurts. But yeah, there's Screevo just getting hit by boulders, getting hit out of his spin speed. This is exactly what I was talking about Death Mountain.
There's also a dead rock in front of Hera that can be pretty annoying. He got me in a run last night, and I was sad.
Did you block your entrance?
Yes.
Yeah. These Kodongos, the guys who are breathing fire, are also very annoying. Especially upstairs in Hera, because they can just mess your day up. BambooShadow going for the boom dash. I believe Screevo will be doing the same.
Bamboo did accidentally throw the boomerang at the switch once without dashing across the room, and that actually wastes time. Every time you hit a crystal switch, the game pauses for about 20 frames to flip the switch state. So you do lose time anytime you accidentally hit a crystal switch. Bamboo's going to be moving in the beetle room, which is one of the toughest rooms in Tower of Hera, if he's doing it the optimal way, and he is. That first slash to hit the switch and the beetle at the same time is pretty tough to do. And then also being able to accurately throw pots at the other two can also be difficult sometimes. More difficult than it would seem. And you see there, Screevo missing that slash.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the toughest rooms in Hera, for sure, the beetle room.
Bamboo doing the bomb jump, gets it pretty nicely. That's well done. This bomb jump is pretty rough to fail. He was like 40 seconds or so, I think. You end up falling 2 floors, all the way back down to the bottom floor.
Yeah, and depending on whether or not you hit the safety switch, you will have to also mirror.
Yeah.
And redo all those rooms again. Like, you have to kill the beetles and everything again, so definitely not a fun time. And the reason you have to mirror is because the pegs are not in the right spot. I should have made that clear.
Yeah.
If you don't hit the safety switch, the pegs will be up when you fall down, so you won't be able to actually get back down to the entrance. So you have to mirror to get back to the entrance to reset everything.
Both of them having nice mold worms. It's pretty good. Screevo letting the pendant bounce.
It's a basketball.
Bamboo opting not to go for the spin speed, leaving Hera. We'll see if Screevo does the same. Screevo's going for it. He gets it. That's nice. That one saves about 2/3 of a second, I think. The main problem with it is you're kind of defenseless against the dead rock outside of Hera. If he gets in your way, it can be a challenge to avoid him in that spin speed state.
Screevo going for the backup arrows here. That's also something that our friend Josh RTA found.
Well,
that if you're low on arrows coming out of Hera, you can grab that pot that is on your way out of the cave. And yeah, it's a free set of arrows, so not bad. And how much does it cost? Is it like a second or something?
yeah, it costs actually almost a second and a half, I think, but so it's not that great of a pot, but it's mainly just like for if you're really low and you wouldn't be able to do arrow strats in Aghanim's Tower. And I'm sure we'll see both runners. Maybe not. Bamboo's actually kind of low. But Screevo will definitely be using the arrow strat, so you'll get to see. Like, they just save a lot of time. More than a second and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, Screevo only had 4, so grabbing that pot was definitely a smart move. And I'm not sure, I think Screevo's only killed 3, or maybe not even 3 enemies. That, I think, was his 3rd enemy, since he missed the Buzz Blob.
Yeah.
Okay, he must have killed something along the way that I missed. Oh, he went, never mind, he went a different route, so he ended up killing that bush crab.
Oh, okay.
That's near the lumberjacks.
They'll both be headed into Aghanim's tower. One thing to note, Bamboo has low arrows. He might have to serve Din Din in this room, as we call it. And yeah. That's exactly what it's doing.
Yep, so for Din Din, all you have to do is just wait until those 2 guards, their feet touch, and then you can release your spin. See some people either spin too early or wait too long, but if you just pay attention to their feet, that's usually a good cue.
Screevo, with arrows to spare, was able to show off a strategy in Gold Knights that is 2 seconds faster than what Bamboo did. So already those arrows he grabbed in the cave have saved him time. Yeah. That strat saves a lot of time over Din Din. Bamboo will be able to do the strategy in red spears, though, which I believe he'll be going for. Red spears being the room Bamboo's coming into now, with these 2 guards that throw the spears at you. And yeah, he uses arrows.
Yeah. Coming up on Circle of Pots here. This, this is a room. So it can either go very fast, or it can go kind of like how we saw with Bamboo there. The guard on the right will walk either up and down, or north and south, I guess, or east and west. And if he's walking east and west, he can get in your way. And so there's like different strategies that you have to utilize in order to get past him, and get the key from the middle guard. And you have to recognize it when you enter the room, which way he's going, so that you know how to react quickly enough. It's a pretty difficult room, like more than, like, it probably looks a lot easier than it actually is. And with the RNG that Screevo got, where the guy was walking north and south off to the side, that's much easier to deal with because he doesn't get in your way. I don't even think you aggro him in the beginning, so he doesn't come after you at all. So that's like the best RNG you can get.
Both runners on Aghanim. If you don't know how this fight works, the first attack is an energy ball, which you can hit back at Aghanim. And you need to hit him with 6 to finish the fight. The remaining 3 attacks in the cycle are 50-50 between a blue ball, which you can't hit back at Aghanim. They just waste your time. 50-50 between one of those and an energy ball. And then the last attack is a lightning phase, which you'll see on Bamboo's. No, never mind. I thought it was going to be that. Every lightning attack, he warps to the top middle of the room. Now you'll see it on Bamboo's.
Yeah. And usually in this fight, like just little ways to optimize it is you want to try to knock Aghanim back into the center of the room, because then his warps are shorter, because if he's warping from one side of the room to the other, that takes longer versus warping from the middle to the left side or the middle to the right side. So that's just a little way to optimize that fight. Our friend Screevo here is known for having 15 blue balls, not just on one occasion, but actually 2 occasions, having 15 blue balls in a run. So he's, I guess, pretty unlucky, but not today, because both of these runners just got 3 blue balls each, which is average. So
yeah, and to put that in perspective, 15 blue balls is incredibly rare. Screevo has 2 of, I believe, 3 recorded instances of it happening. So, yeah. Given all the people who speedrun this game,
yeah,
that's pretty nutty.
For all the years that they've been speedrunning it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you got somebody like Christos Owen who's been running this game since what, like 2010?
2011.
2011, and it's never happened to him.
Yeah. Elminster in chat has also learned this game in 2011, so
yeah.
Yeah.
Who has the third recorded 15 blue ball?
I want to say it was Rambly, but I'm not 100% sure. Andy did get it at AGDQ in the practice room, but that's not recorded, or wasn't recorded, or witnessed by hardly anyone, I don't think.
He must be making it up then.
Yeah, most people's highest they'll get playing just, you know, so I think my highest is also 11. 11's kind of the last one with halfway decent odds to happen. As soon as you get into 12 plus, though, it's basically like you've, you know, flipping a coin 12 times and having it land on tails. Like, that's the odds you're looking at for getting 12 blue balls. You have to have lost 12 50-50s in a row. It's just pretty uncommon. And yeah, you see 11 goes from 0.29%, and then 12 is 0.01%. So, yeah. Meanwhile, Bamboo executing the hammer jump, Screevo right behind him. This is a double pixel perfect trick, at least along the vertical position. Bamboo using a lot of pause buffers there.
You got that kind of at the last second.
Yeah. Screevo getting it much more quickly is able to make up a little bit of time on Bamboo.
So these runners are coming up on a room. Ooh, Screevo. You got the
sexy statue?
Am I allowed to say that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Screevo also got hit in mimics, though, which is actually pretty bad. Means you lose your sword beams. And it's especially helpful for this next room. They're going to be going in. Bamboo also slowing down and grabbing the wall.
Yes. Yeah, Screevo now is going to have to menu one time in this room to the boomerang, whereas Bamboo didn't have to menu. So, and then yeah, he's menu back to the hammer. So it's that extra menuing that really slows it down. Ooh, Screevo unfortunately poking those turtles. Oof! He is down to 4 hearts.
Yeah.
Means he can only take 1 hit from Helmasaur and survive. If he takes 2 hits, he's gonna die. Bamboo going in with much better health, having full hearts. Oh, but taking some damage there as I say that. So hopefully these two can stay alive during this fight. There's a lot of RNG in this fight. In this beginning phase, while Helma still has his mask on, he can only do 1 of his attacks at a time, so he can only charge, or tail whip, or throw out fireballs. But once you get in this last phase, I think he can do any 2 of them at the same time. So that's when it becomes harder. Screevo using arrows in this fight for safety. Not a bad call, considering 1 hit would have killed him.
Yikes.
Yes.
Pretty rough fights from both of them. Yeah.
That boss sucks.
Yeah, Helmasaur... I would honestly say Helmasaur is probably a top 5 hard boss to do very well. It's a tough fight.
Yep, so next up they'll be making their way over to Thieves Town for stopping for the flute. Well, I guess the shovel and the flute. And then unlocking the bird. Neither of these guys will be going for powder, so we won't see that. We'll just see them head straight on in to Thieves Town. Oh, Bamboo taking some damage on the overworld there. A lot of those enemies do quite a bit of damage, like 2 to 3 hearts. So it's really not good to be getting hit on that screen. Yeah, but unfortunately he took some damage. You'll either see him just ignore that and just continue on, or there's a screen where he can bonk into a tree and apples will fall and that'll replenish his health. So see what strategy he utilizes.
Neither of them knows the Quick Warp here.
Interesting that they both... Come on,
I wonder
Screevo.
if he did that intentionally.
I probably. But yeah, they both actually put their warp in the same spot too, which is interesting.
Yeah. They'll both be going for the spin speed to get to this screen. Its spin speed's nice. Not only is it about 1.5 seconds faster, but Screevo having a lot of trouble with it. It allows you to get past that red soldier very easily. And he's actually pretty tough to get by if you don't have spin speed.
It looks like Bamboo is not opting to get the apples from that tree to replenish his health, so he's just going to continue on Thieves Town, but 3 hearts down, which shouldn't be too much trouble for him. But there are some rooms and some enemies in Thieves Town that can be pretty dangerous. So going in with full hearts is usually a lot comfier, I guess.
Yeah, you need to be a little careful in this first room, because sometimes one of the horse heads will be waiting for you at this first jump down. It looks like Bamboo got pretty good RNG there. And so did Screevo. It's nice. There's some RNGs you have to look out for in this first section. Horse heads do a lot of damage, 2 hearts. So gotta be a bit careful. Yeah, you saw Screevo there getting kind of a bad one with the red horse head coming into his way there. Coming up for Bamboo will be the notorious Hellway, which is a long conveyor room full of spikes and random enemies.
Trying to buffer, there's a magical pixel that we call the God Pixel that'll let you just dash straight through this room. It looks like he was trying to buffer through it, but didn't get it, and it doesn't look like we'll see it from either of our runners.
Yeah.
But now Bamboo is down to 2 hearts, and he's got to be careful upstairs here because those little green grasshoppers do 2 hearts of damage, so he cannot get hit by any of them.
Yeah, and you can actually sometimes just randomly get hit.
Oof, that was scary.
Yeah, that was. Like, anytime you dash through them, like, sometimes they'll just randomly hit you. It's pretty dang annoying.
Still has to be careful coming downstairs, because like we'd said earlier, the horse heads, do 2 hearts of damage! No! And he takes a death. That was unfortunate that Patrick Star getting in his way, and he was trying to get around it, and then the horse head unfortunately looked up and shot him. So that's going to give Screevo quite a lead here. Doesn't mean the race is over by any means, though. Anything can happen, so... yeah, it's not over. It's just an unfortunate thing that happened.
Yeah, in one of Screevo's group stage matches, he got like a 143 or something, so...
anything, literally anything can happen.
Yeah. And that's also not the worst death. Sets him back a little bit, for sure, but there are some rough deaths in this game. They're quite a bit worse than that. Screevo.
What? I have never seen that before.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Bonking there was, yes, new. That's a good way to put a green ham. It was new.
Screevo making quick work of blind. Most sub 130 runners have blind mostly, figured out down to a precise science. It's just the nature of the fight. It should go the same way every time, so long as you execute the setup properly.
Should be seeing the same kind of fight from Bamboo here. Nothing really exciting to say about it.
Accidentally poke spins there. That can be a problem if you're low on health, but Bamboo had plenty of hearts, able to take a little bit of damage.
So we're gonna do a little bit of shopping before we head into Skull Woods. Need to get 2 300 rupee chests as well as a tempered sword. The 2 300 rupee chests are going to be for the flippers that we need later on. They cost 500 rupees, which is a ridiculous price, but we pay it anyway. And also the tempered sword costs 10 rupees, which is a pretty good deal, so we're taking it. Death warping in this category is allowed as long as it doesn't emulate a save and quit. So typically that means that you can death warp inside of dungeons, but usually like you can't do it on the overworld. There are some places if you die on the overworld though that it actually works against you, and Skull Woods is one of those places where if you die in the overworld in Skull Woods,
mirror bonk.
Yeah, if you die in the overworld in Skull Woods, it's going to put you back on the pyramid, which means you have to come all the way back here. And it's a huge time loss. So
yeah. And the ropas on the Skull Woods overworld are pretty dangerous. So you really want to make sure you have all your movement on the overworld sections of Skull Woods really figured out, really know what you're doing, because a death is pretty rough. Screevo took a mirror bonk during the tempered sequence, where he sort of like mirrored inside some light world geometry, and the game rejected his warp, sent him right back to the dark world. It loses about 8 or 9 seconds when that happens. So it's a pretty bad mistake.
Ooh, Screevo getting a bush fairy, but not when he needs it. Screevo having a pretty friendly mummy statue room there. They kind of just stayed out of his way. That room is pretty notorious in this dungeon for just being the worst room. There's a lot of weird things with those Gibdos, like you can slash through them and they can walk through things, and yeah, the RNG in there can get really bad and can be completely not in your favor, so things can go wrong, and they do 2 hearts of damage each, and in this kind of a dungeon that's not really what you want to be doing, is taking hearts of damage like Screevo is right now, since you do have the 1 required heart to take for the bomb jump.
And he does elect to mirror out of the fire rod area. That's not the fastest thing to do. The fastest thing is just to fall into one of the pits to put you back at the start of the room, and then just leave that way.
Yeah, that also gives you iframes when you leave that part of the dungeon, so you can just walk through that ropa that's on the outside of that entrance. Bamboo having a nice bomb jump, and we'll see what we were just talking about from him. So he fell in that hole there, and he has iframes, and he can just walk right by that ropa without any worry about getting hit. Screevo killing everything in the game, or everything in the room, and getting a full magic drop, which is pretty lucky for him, I guess. That'll, I guess, save him some time on the refill after Mothula. How does it make you feel to watch somebody use a fire rod on Mothula?
Not good.
Ooh, Bamboo killing that mini Helma there. That is a risky thing to do if you're going for the prize pack manipulation and you're trying to manipulate a fairy and Turtle Rock later on. This is for mostly for people who have dropped powder, and yeah, that's just like a little bit of a safety. But killing that mini Helmasaur there in that prize pack, so killing it could have potentially dropped his fairy, which means that he would have lost it in Turtle Rock. So a bit risky there, but thankfully he got lucky. And gets mouth down, was down to 1 heart though, so it's a little bit scary, but makes it through. Most important thing, not dying. Alright, off we go to Ice Palace. First of all, oh, careful, Screevo. First of all, well,
yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bamboo accidentally fluting to 5.
Ooh, not good.
That's a screen you never want to see. No one goes there. You don't ever need to go there for anything.
I remember Fruit Bats one time fluted to 5 in a run, and he landed there and looked really confused, and he was like, "Where am I? What is this? I've never even seen this part of the game," and he was like freaking out. And he didn't really understand. He thought he like went into some other dimension or something, but like quickly figured out that he had fluted to 5 instead of 4. Screevo there, knowing that under that rock there's a 50-50 chance of there being a heart, and luckily he won that lottery and got the heart, and then also was able to grab a heart from a crab. So he's back to full hearts. I say that as he's making his way through Zora's domain, hoping he doesn't take a heart of damage. Okay. The castle quick warp is a mystery forever, and
no,
we'll ever figure it out.
No.
Okay, let's hear the science then, Josh. What is the castle quick warp?
2 or 3 pixels from being aligned with the right wall. So yeah, just hit that window. So
you get it every time? So you're telling me?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Almost every time.
Okay. I'll watch out for that.
Okay. Screevo is going to be entering Ice Palace, which is a really tough segment. You'll see very quickly in this second room why I wanted to have sword beams. This bottom jelly in this room has a key, and yeah, you saw it exactly there. He was able to kill the jelly while it was electrified. If you enter that room without sword beams, you can potentially lose quite a bit of time with the jellies electrifying.
Bamboo unfortunately taking half a heart of damage on that screen from one of the Zoras that popped out. I think it may have been from one of their beams actually, but so he's not going to have sword beams for these first couple rooms of ice here.
Screevo getting through these rooms pretty nicely. Coming up on Ice Palace Bomb Jump, which is the most, or the largest trick we use in the run. Saves a few minutes. Just allows you to get through these, or get through this room with the switch. Flip to, I guess, orange or blue. Which one is it? It's blue, isn't it?
Blue. The switch has to be blue for the orange pegs to be up, yeah. Bamboo having some unfortunate luck here in the conveyor room. Getting electrified by that jelly.
Screevo's coming in a cold stare. And this is a... Oh no! He shot a fire rod the wrong way. And that is GG. You need to hit all 8 of your fire rod shots. That's one of the tough things about cold stare. If you muck up any of that the first section at all, it's over. He instantly knew he had to mirror out. And that's a big opportunity for Bamboo here to take the lead.
Yeah, that... I mean, Screevo now has to do the entire dungeon again, so it's a big time loss. Everything you just saw, you're gonna see again. Oh no!
Oh no! Oh man!
My god, Bamboo!
This
okay.
is rough stuff here. If any of the puffs touch him, he's dead. If the ice touches him, it'll do 2 hearts of damage, so he can survive that once. But
oh, looks like he's fine. Okay.
Okay.
That was scary.
Man. Oh.
Ooh, Screevo having trouble with the Ice Palace bomb jump here. Oh, he was on a good pixel. He's got to be careful. Okay. He's gonna wait out this firebar here, which is a good decision. Okay. Probably was hoping for a heart drop from one of those penguins. Unfortunately didn't receive it. Still gonna take the damage boost here. I guess it doesn't matter because anything that hits him will be... Well, I guess he could have got hit by ice though and would have been fine, but... Oh well, now he can't get hit by anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's actually gonna go for the fairies. Yeah, if you go up these stairs and fall down one of the holes to the left or right, you will get transported into a fairy room. So a good spot to replenish if you ever need to, or if you're grabbing bottle and net, this is a good spot to get fairies if, I don't know, for whatever reason you can't use your powder or you need more than one fairy. Alright, second try. Let's go. Oh, and he spins too early
wow.
too. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, he just has to be careful here. If any of the puffs hit him, they do 4 hearts of damage, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh!
Bad, yeah.
No!
Oh,
Screevo,
man.
why? Ugh, but he's gonna get right back in there. He may actually go and do swamp. One of the strategies here is if you die to cold stairs to just mirror out and then go to swamp and do that first, because then you get the free heart and magic refill at the end of the dungeon. Plus you have 1 extra heart going into, or after you're done the dungeon, you have 1 extra heart container. And then go back to ice after you're finished swamp and finish it off. It looks like Screevo tried to see if he could farm magic from one of those buzz blobs outside of Ice Palace. I think if he gets a full magic drop, then he'll go back into the dungeon. Otherwise, he'll come to Swamp Palace and do this. So your 2 options there, yes, are to come and do swamp or to farm for magic outside of Ice Palace.
Yeah, that cold stare death is just really rough. And to essentially have it happen twice, with the miss magic or miss fire rod shot on his first fight, it's pretty tough to come back from. And a lot of this game's bosses are that way. It's not good about providing shortcuts to the bosses. It only does it really in a couple of dungeons. Bamboo grabbing the hook shot. One of the cooler items in the game. Bit of cool tech in this room. He's actually going to do a hookshot dash to get to that pot. And that actually puts you in a state where you can lift that pot easily through the statue. A bit of an odd strategy. Not quite sure why it works, but it does. And then Bamboo's going to be coming into the waterfall room. This room's really annoying for exactly that reason. Sometimes the water tektites just randomly get all up in your face. Bamboo going for a pretty simple Argus kill there. Nothing too complicated.
Yeah, no zero cycle, no fire rod, just an Argus fight. Which is usually, I mean, it's definitely safer and more consistent.
Yeah.
Unless you're like really well versed in zero cycle.
Screevo, it's down to 3 hearts here. Normally, Swamp isn't anything too risky, but at 3 hearts, you can get into trouble potentially in some of these rooms.
Yeah, there's I guess the little orange things that run around in the water. I don't even know what they're called. Or no, not the orange things, sorry, the water tektites can get in your way in one of these rooms.
Yeah.
Just kind of block you when you enter the room and just hit you. Thankfully, there is a refill room coming up, though, where you can get more hearts.
Screevo,
oh, and you got a heart from a jelly.
Exactly that. One odd thing here is that Screevo didn't get either of the arrows in this dungeon and is sitting at 12. That's
yeah. That's very
not
low.
enough.
Yeah.
Screevo actually going for the 0 cycle, nearly getting it as well.
Yeah, it was pretty good, actually.
Wow, Screevo wanting a Drake at 10 o'clock in the morning.
That's how you know your run's gone pretty poorly.
Yeah.
Alright, Bamboo making his way into Mire. Didn't take any damage, it doesn't look like, or at least hasn't lost any hearts, which is good. This is what you want coming into Mire. The second room, which we have called Mire 2, so cleverly, it has a strategy there where you need to utilize, well, the best way is to utilize beams and the fire rod in order to kill all the enemies quickly. Without having beams, you can use the fire rod, but that will deplete your magic. Not the biggest deal, but you know, it is a thing.
Bamboo, unfortunately not getting the 1 cycle on those Wizrobes. Had to wait for that last one to appear again.
Yeah, in that room you want to prioritize killing the Wizrobes because they disappear, so you want to get rid of them while they're on the screen. And then the Popos you can save for after because they are always there. Screevo making his way back through Ice Palace. For those who don't know, he's already run out of magic on Cold Stare, or didn't have enough magic, I should say, for Cold Stare, and then died his second time through. He's already done Swamp Palace, so he's got that out of the way at least, but now he's having to do Ice Palace for the 3rd time right now. Unfortunately having some trouble on the spikes here. It looks like Bamboo may be on like roughly 129 pace or 130 pace.
Yeah. Yeah, probably 130. given a 127 players typical end game. I would say definitely on at least a 130-ish pace, which is not bad given some of the stuff that he's had happen to him.
Dying in Thieves Town was
yeah,
one.
dying in Thieves Town being the main one, but also his cold stare fight really didn't go well. He survived it, so that's definitely the main thing you want to have happen. But he did spend a lot of time having to clean it up because he did spin too early.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Alright, so we've got Screevo coming in on the cold stare fight soon here. Third time's a charm. I imagine he's going to try to take this safer this time. Alright, looks like we're in good shape now. Never mind.
Oh.
Nah, he's good.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, nice cleanup. Alright, Bamboo on the Viddy fight here. Ooh, it's gotta be... Okay, he's fine. He's fine. I thought he was gonna get bopped by an eye, but he's fine. So this fight, WQ has come up with a strategy for this fight that optimally will only lose you 4 hearts. And is pretty easy. And you can also get a 0 cycle with it, which means that Viddy doesn't shoot out his lightning. So Bamboo did a very nice job there of getting through the fight. Wasn't quite the WQ Viddy, but, you know, still the same idea, so it doesn't matter.
Screevo's going to be collecting his Ether and Ice Rod. Meanwhile, BambooShadow is going to be starting out Turtle Rock. Which is a pretty punishing segment. A lot of things that can kill you. Most of the enemies do a crap ton of damage. If Screevo's gonna have any hope of getting back into this, he's probably hoping for something to go wrong for Bamboo here in Turtle Rock.
How much is a crap ton?
3 or 4 hearts.
Yes.
Yeah. There's only one enemy in the game that does more than that. It's Ganon, who, if you touch him, he does 8 hearts of damage. I don't know what I would define that as.
Probably something that is inappropriate for this channel.
Yeah, probably.
Oof. One of my favorite things, bonking off a squirrel and taking damage. Not actually my favorite thing. Alright, Screevo coming up on Mire 2. He is full of hearts, which is good. Makes this much easier, and he gets through it pretty nicely. Gets the... do you call that a 0 cycle, or is that a 1 cycle?
I call it a 1, I guess.
Okay.
Because them appearing is a cycle, you know.
But
so
wouldn't them have to be appearing and then leaving would be 1 cycle, and then appearing again and leaving would be another cycle?
No.
It's a half cycle. Screevo, get in the half cycle. In Mire 2.
You need to go back to math class and learn how to count.
I did.
No.
They appeared, but they didn't leave. So that's half. That's like half their cycle.
Okay. I guess I will accept this, but it's 1 cycle.
Then you didn't accept it. You didn't accept my half cycle.
That's because it's not right.
Well, what does chat think? That's what I want to know. Because I think that them appearing and leaving would have to be 1 cycle. Because you can't say that them leaving and then appearing again is another cycle. Like, that doesn't make sense. It's not a full cycle. It didn't go the whole way. You only did some of it. Hey, look, Screevo got the big key.
Bamboo did something interesting where he beamed the switch after leaving Chomps. And that can make this room here that he's coming into a little bit faster.
Oh!
Not in that case, though.
Not good, not good.
Yeah, not good at all. But he does get through it. That's not the worst that can happen in that room. It can really go sideways.
Good double pokies there from Bamboo.
Yeah, it was very nice.
The room has 16 RNGs, believe it or not.
Yep.
Screevo, chucking bombs. Trying to get rid of them. Bamboo seems to be having a pretty good turtle rock here. Nothing really.
Oh, Screevo.
Oh, safety biddy.
This is a Screevo patented strat. This is the one space you can stand in among Viddy's goo and not take damage. He calls it the sexiest strategy in chat, but he's wrong.
It's slow. Safe, but slow. You don't want to do that in favor of WQVD. But if you're in a bind and you don't have many hearts left and you can't finish the fight like you can with WQVD, that's a good alternative.
Bamboo has completed Turtle Rock.
Yep, he'll be heading into Ganon's Tower next, which is a pretty difficult dungeon, probably harder than it actually looks. A lot of rooms that require some good execution, little things that you mess up, which can be easy to mess up, will lose you time. Also, there's the Gauntlet, which is just a series of rooms that are full of RNG and they're difficult. You have to react appropriately, and oh, Screevo is going for Waffle House. Oh, wow, he's getting rained on. Look at all these boulders.
Yeah, wow.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't think you want to eat any cabbages from a Waffle House. Probably don't even want to eat waffles from a Waffle House. So Bamboo is skipping this torch key, which means that he is going to have to get a key later on in the dungeon. There's two options. There's a mini Helmosaur upstairs that holds a key, and there's also a chest before Moldorm 2 that has a key in it. My guess is he's going to be going for the chest key. It's usually the typical one that people go for if they don't get the torch key.
Yeah, the Helmosaur key is only really worth it if you're also skipping the magic, which very few players do.
Yeah, it's really a strategy you
yeah.
see more from like WQ and Zelda, like they would do that kind of thing. So Bamboo has a healthy amount of arrows here, and he's actually going to be grabbing 5 more under a pot here. So he's got more than he needs for Ice Armos. Also has 10 bombs, must have grabbed an 8 drop somewhere. There is a way in this Ice Armos fight to actually have them rotate faster. Well, start rotating faster, I should say. When you're going up to kill one of the top ones, or I guess when you're like moving up the ice to kill them, if you hesitate a little bit and then start shooting arrows up, they'll actually start rotating towards you quicker, which can save a little bit of time. It's just one of those small optimizations, but Screevo's at 1 heart here, and he just said oops in chat, so I'm assuming that he probably died somewhere.
Yeah, 1 heart is no bueno. Bamboo needs to learn the good news about Joe Mimics 1.
Yeah, Joe Mimics are the best mimics.
Screevo does get through that room, but he doesn't get the magic drop, so he's actually kind of in a pickle here. With 1 heart and no magic.
Yeah, he did leave behind his full magic drop, unfortunately. Probably for safety, I'm guessing. So he didn't get hit by the laser.
He will need to... He'll probably want to pick up a heart and some magic in this room. He grabs the heart. Needs to be pretty careful here. The Spooky can kill him instantly.
Yeah.
He does get the small magic. Hopefully he remembers he is on the fire rod. Okay, he does. And hopefully he also remembers he cannot use 2 cane blocks in this room. Can only use 1. He's not even gonna use that.
Oh!
He's gonna... Oh!
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for laughing, but that was just like a funny way to die, I guess. I mean, you don't often see that people are out of magic there. And, or without sword beams, at least. So trying to improvise in that room can be pretty difficult, and I guess it's hard to know, like, where you're standing in that room, if you'll get hit by the roller or not. He's probably gonna farm here for another fairy or more magic, I'm not really sure. He doesn't need magic, and his hearts are pretty okay at this point, as long as it- oh, well.
Nice commentator's curse he had going there.
Yeah, you know. I feel like that's not my fault at all, I mean... Screevo did this to himself. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it just because, you know, coming through this dungeon again, like, it doesn't happen very often. Like, if you're dying in Turtle Rock, you're resetting. So, being unfamiliar with backups and stuff like that is not uncommon. Or like how to maneuver through that kind of poke or that kind of chomps RNG without getting hit by them can be difficult to know. So trust me, I have died over and over and over again in chomps before.
Bamboo took a fall up to Moldworm 2. Does get him the second time though. Screevo gets through the crystal roller room that time.
There is a platform here in this maze room that has hearts, and I thought maybe he would stop for it, but he's not going to. May have been an okay idea. He's probably actually going to get the safety door, but the laser... Ooh, nice first cycle there from Bamboo. He got 3 hits in. Oh, that was so close!
2 cycle.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice. Early 3, though. Yeah, if Screevo gets hit by the laser here at all, it will kill him, so he's going to open up that safety door just to ensure that he, if he dies, that he spawns right there. Doesn't lose any more time. This guy, oh yeah, we're, in a situation here. Okay.
Yeah. Does get through.
Yeah. And he may be trying to, oh, I thought maybe he was going to try to farm that for a fairy or a heart. Maybe that, yeah, that's what he's doing. And he gets the fairy drop. Oof.
Oh.
It's hit by a Pokeball. I just realized what I said. Nice 1-in-1 from Bamboo. Oh, Screevo's gonna hover the gap. Well, never mind. Oh, he's gonna try again, though. Might be too early in the morning for hovers. Here we go. Think he's gonna make it?
Still has a ways to go.
He's...
Oh!
Yeah. He was close.
It's difficult to keep it going for that long.
Yeah. Apparently, like, behind those torches, there's platforms that you can stop on if you need a break in between hovering.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Bamboo's having a nice Ganon fight here. Screevo cutting it close here with Trinex, making me nervous. GG, BambooShadow. Nice run. Oh, I think we're gonna see the moonwalking. Oh, never mind, we didn't. Oh, don't you have to be out of magic for that?
No. I think being out of magic is actually dangerous. You can,
right.
like, potentially soft lock or something.
Yeah. Anyway, Bamboo finishing with the 130.19. Very nice. Considering everything that happened to him, that's a pretty good time. Screevo making his way to Ganon's tower now.
Touches every item in the menu, going next shot there.
Yeah. This is my favorite dungeon in the game, I think. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
But very hard.
Screevo making sure he's below the tower here to get this cutscene to go slightly faster. For whatever reason, it just lags less if you're at least a pixel away.
Yeah, it's about like 20 frames difference.
Yeah.
So if you want a free 20 frames, there you go. He is going to be getting the torch key. Not a bad decision.
Not bad at all.
It's a key I get. It's easy.
It's the key I don't get because it's slow.
Wow.
Screevo doing no EG strats for some reason.
He'll probably do that throughout the whole dungeon. I think he usually turns to no EG strats when his runs are dead. Yep, here we go. I remember when he was first learning that, and he was just in that room going back and forth with that boomerang forever.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. We're gonna see a bomb jump here. This is something that they utilize in No AG. Well, never mind, we're gonna see him walk into a pit first. But he's got 8 bombs, so I mean, this isn't like he's not running out of bombs or anything. Oh, he's gonna hover it now. Never mind, he's gonna fall in the pit again. And now he's just opting to hookshot.
So we got Screevo doing Ice Armos. Looks like he's got it set up properly. That fight's almost always really bad when it goes wrong. If you mess up like any aspect of it, it just usually takes a while to clean up. And not only that, but that fight shares a variable in memory with Ganon's fire bats that appear in the second phase, and there's actually nothing between Ice Armos and Ganon that resets that variable. So having Ice Armos go well ensures that the variable is set in a way that, you know, the runners can predict and know what's going to happen. But if you mess up Ice Armos, you have no such guarantee. It could be something completely different that you really have no control over or understanding of, and that can really interfere with your Ganon fight.
Yeah. Screevo coming up to Gauntlet here. And a pretty good Gauntlet one. Oh, yeah, and here's another thing. If you wait in that room a little bit, all three of these landmos will spawn at like roughly the same time, so you can get a spin in on all three of them at the same time. It's another no EG strat. It's faster to use the Fire Rod if you're doing NMG. Another no EG strat using the arrow on those Wizrobes. I believe that you do the same in the next Wizrobe room. No EG is a glitch category. I don't know anything about it, so I can't talk about it at all, but Greenham's got it.
Yeah, it's a glitch category where you just try to beat the game as quickly as possible without using the most powerful glitch in the game, Exploration Glitch.
Yeah, so you come through Ganon's Tower with only 5 hearts, and you don't have very many items either, so in order to get a good time in the category, you do need to learn how to hover. Yeah. And that's just because grabbing the hook shot is very slow. I think it loses like... it's like minutes that you lose.
Yeah.
I don't know how many exactly. I thought somebody said 8 once, but that just sounds like crazy to me. But you lose a lot of time grabbing the hook shot in no EG, so it's faster just to learn how to hover and do that. And you're gonna see that here. This is one of the spots where it saves time in no EG. Because otherwise if you kill Moldorm you have to hookshot to the chest. But yeah, like we said, grabbing the hookshot is very slow.
Yeah, it might not seem like it would be, but in no EG, you end up having to go way out of your way to be able to get the hook shot. You gotta do a lot of stuff. You gotta get rupees to buy flippers, you gotta get flippers. You gotta go through Swamp Palace, it's minutes.
Yeah. We're bombing Nagatu. Well, this is an angle. That was weird. Alright, get some down. Yeah, we should also see a hook-shotless Ganon fight, which is another no AG strategy, obviously, since you don't have the hook shot. You just, I think, utilize bonks as, I want to say, as your, I don't want to call them iframes, but as your, like, safety, rather than using the hook shot. Also, doing this with Ganon, killing him inside circle, and getting away from those bats. Very nice 1-in-1 from Screevo there. It's gonna switch to the lantern in order to get torch glitch. That's definitely a safe strategy. It's hard to get the torch glitch with the fire rod. You have to get some pretty good timing unless you're standing right next to the torch, which is also possible. But still, it does require some pretty good timing. So he's gonna switch to the fire rod now and use that for the rest of the fight. He is looking to get 3 spins in per phase, and that will yield him the best results, I guess. It's really the best you can do. The goal here really is not like how fast you do the fight, but rather like not missing any spins. So you're not really concerned here about time, just about, like I said, not missing your spins, getting the 1-in-1, getting torch glitch. Those are really the important things you look out for in Ganon. So you had a nice fight there. GG to Screevo, considering the having to do Ice Palace 3 times and dying in Turtle Rock, ending with a 142 is not bad. Oh, and there we go. We see the moonwalk from Screevo. GG, Screevo. Had a 142 something there, but yeah, GG. So let's see if we can get these two in for an interview.
Hi.
Oh, there he is. Hi.
So, apparently I've developed a severe allergy to good cold stare fights.
Yeah, that was kind of everything that could go wrong on cold stare.
Yes.
Went wrong on cold stare.
I was making a how to lose a run tutorial, so.
Yes. And you did a good job.
That was nice.
Yeah. Otherwise, though, I mean, your run up until that point was going really well.
Yeah.
I mean, you were ahead for a lot of it.
Arrows on Helmo was great.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
do what you gotta do, right, when you only have 2 hearts.
Yeah. But congrats to Bamboo for advancing, and he's got his work cut out for him in the next round. Unfortunately, I don't provide much of a warm-up for a second-round match against TGH. But good luck to him and everybody else that is still continuing on.
Yeah, GG Screevo.
Yes. I felt a little bit of reprieve. So I bonked in Thebes, and I started to type LOL in the chat, and just at that moment I heard Emma commenting on your death in Thebes. And I almost looked like I was laughing at you, and I pulled away from the enter button really quickly and waited a while to react to that really cool bonk in Thieves.
Nice one.
That bonk in Thieves was special.
It
like,
was
I don't...
Italian chef's kiss good.
That was great.
But no, cold stare, magic into the, or fire out into the wall, and that's it.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also had my trouble with cold stare.
I even woke up at 6 o'clock this morning, and from like 6:15 to 7 o'clock, I practiced cold stare.
Of course.
Of course
I mean,
I did.
Of course. That's what happens. You practice it, and you're going to screw it up.
Oh no, it went exactly like that throughout my practice too.
Oh, well, then you should have known what was going to happen.
I did know. I did hit that done, didn't I? button.
I mean, it doesn't matter at this point.
It doesn't
anyway.
really. Although I did almost want to congratulate Bamboo on the world record when he donned at 10:59.
Yo, nice.
It's so annoying. You know, my shortcut for my live split to split is control and space. And for whatever reason, I had the speed racing window open, and for whatever reason, it must have like sent the .done command or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, really annoying when you're like talking to Shalar, and you're like, oh my, I'm not done. I have to undone this, and yeah, I'm not yet that comfortable with speed racing TV.
Yeah, it's new, but we're gonna have live split integration soon enough. So.
Oh, that would be a blessing.
Yes.
So, GG Bamboo on your run.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a couple of, well, I guess like one death and just a couple of bad things happened, but otherwise was pretty clean.
Yeah, I was so lucky that the death didn't happen before I opened the, the bomb at the top floor in Thieves Town.
Yeah, we were nervous that might happen, that you might die before you got there, but thankfully you didn't.
So, like, that only did cost me about a minute, I guess. But the rest of the run was pretty okay then. And fortunately, I had the race Screevo just had. I already had that in the group phase. Also pulled a 142 there.
Yeah, so did I.
Yep.
Yeah, this game is just a giant douche.
Yeah, like we said, anything can happen.
So, are you ready for your race in the next round versus TGH?
Oh, it's gonna be a blast. Well, I guess he didn't play that much NMG lately, so if I'm actually gonna be able to pull off a good time, something like a 128, and if he really screws up, then I might have like a really, really tiny chance, I guess.
Well, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in my case, everything can happen.
Yes.
Yeah,
True
but like it's also gonna be really exciting because like I guess really the last race I did against TGH was actually at SGDQ 17 when we did Link's Awakening DX no scoop.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've raced him ever since, so it's gonna be fun.
That's interesting, yeah. All right, I think we may have to hand this over to the next race, I guess. There's just going to be a randomizer tournament race on here next. That's starting at 11, which is in 2 minutes. So any last words from Screevo or Bamboo?
I guess just to point out that if you would like to see 2 more races of NMG, head over to Speed Gaming at 1 o'clock. And that's I think I might sign up and talk about that so I can actually like enjoy some good gameplay instead of mine.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Screevo for putting up the tourney and all that stuff. I also organized a tournament for Link's Awakening DX, and we were like 28 participants. So this time it's 128 participants. I can imagine it's like quite time consuming, and you have to be quite dedicated to that. So thank you for that.
I'm just the guy that ats people in Discord. Greenham's doing all the real work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got your stuff.
All right. So thank you to both of you guys for the very exciting race. Definitely kept us entertained for the past couple of hours.
Yeah,
GG.
also thanks for doing commentary at that quite early hour for you guys.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. But GG to Bamboo for continuing, and GG to Screevo for all of his great races in this tournament. Next up, there is some ALTTP randomizer, so if you like that, then stick around. If you want more NMG, then tune into Speed Gaming in 2 hours, where we have Andy versus... Oh my god, I can't say this guy's name.
Pokemon Shoyu?
There you go. And Gem and Kolthor, so it's going to be a 2 races, or it's going to be a quad, sorry. So make sure you go watch that if you're interested in that. But thank you to you guys for watching, and thanks to Josh for commentating with me.
No problem. It was fun. Later, everyone.
It's 0 cycle Meyer 2, Emma.
Half cycle.
Take care.